So here we are in the forge. So this is the beginning of the production process. We have a steel mold. Inside of the steel mold goes wax. So after that we have a like 3D model of the part we need. Then we take the wax model and we go through some sand and some other liquids that and we are building the little crust on the surface of the 3D model and after that that is actually the beginning of the mold production for the steel. This is actually 3D wax model of the part we need. Here you can see that it's a decocking leveler for the handgun. So, and it's put together on this carrier over there, one by one. Over there, you can see the wax model, which will go through that bed over there, made of sand and some liquids and so on. And we are actually on the 3D model. We are building piece by piece. We are building a crust, which is actually the mold in where the steel goes afterwards. So we have now 3D wax model. After that, we will go for an oven, and the wax will leak out, and we will have like empty mold for the steel. So this is the end of the mold building process. The process we saw earlier, we go a few times around and we are building the crust step by step, so it's getting thicker and thicker. After that we take the carrier, put it in that oven over there, and the wax leaks out, and we have a like empty mold for handgun or rifle parts. Here is actually a mold for the steel frame of CZ75 compact over here. So this is actually the sand crust in which the steel goes into. So this is actually a company forge over here. What we are producing here are the steel parts for the guns, some steel frames as well for the handguns, for the pistols. And the principle is simple. We have 2 ovens over here, and forge steel, and we put it inside of the mold. And that on the left is a cooling line for the regulating cooling of the material. And after that, the parts are going for the CNC machines to add some production as well. So for the little pins, the little holes, and this kind of manufacturing afterwards. After we take the steel we have here, the part. You can see empty mold ready for the forge. So the mold goes inside of the oven, it's preheated, and on the opposite side the steel is put inside of the mold. At the end of the process, you can see the mold, you can see a steel inside, and after breaking the crust, you can see that there is a steel frame inside of it. So that's the. So over here we are producing the pistol slides. Here, namely for the CZP07. Again, the gun mostly used for the military law enforcement as a service gun. So for police officers, military operatives and so on. Here we have the material which goes inside of the machine, and here we go the slide before the heat treatment, before surface treatment. But we have a basic shape over here already. So actually, on this part we are measuring about 200 dimensions on the different parts of it. So we are making sure that the quality is state of art. One of the very important part of the quality management as well. So we are measuring the slides for the handguns by the programming, by the laser. So we make sure that the piece is 100% inside of the technological specifications. So and to make sure that the gun will work perfectly under any possible conditions. So we are putting the very huge focus on quality control during the production of the firearms.
Do you control also the basic steel here?
No, we have a special metallurgical lab for it. So as the material comes inside of the factory, we are testing the steel and the grade of the steel and the quality and so on to make sure that we are working with the best possible income inside of the factory. So to be able to produce the very quality products. Actually a person responsible for the programming the CNC machines and to moving all the directions and to move one part from the machine to another. So he is writing down the program that is responsible for this kind of manufacturing process. Well, actually we are using those for the slide production, and we are using those for frame production as well. Most of the time they are used to fulfill the big demands for our weapons worldwide, so on the tender levels in the thousands of pieces for the military and law enforcement guns who are shipped from the factory to the army forces worldwide. So to fulfill those contracts and to be able to produce the big amount of the weapons in some reasonable amount of time, we are using the CNCs to help us. So this is again the material which goes in for the military production, for the making the assault rifle CZ805 Bren, which we deliver in a Czech army, and which we deliver to our partners around the globe. So the gun is serving on the different continents together with the police forces and military. So now we're going to see how the barrels are produced. So the first part is that we take a steel and we drill a hole through it, and afterwards we use the technology called cold hammering. So we will see how the barrels are actually made in the production. The material which goes inside of the production again. So there is a drilling machine over here, and the barrels are rotating, and the hole is drilled during the process. We use the same hole for the cold hammering, for the hammering pin afterwards. Most of it handguns, assault rifles, rimfire, centerfire rifles. It differs by the caliber, of course, but the technology is used for about 95% of the production CZ does today. So here you can see cold hammering. There is a barrel inside. There are 4 hammers. It has about 1,000 hits per minute. And there is a hammering pin which goes through the barrels, and the barrel is hit by those 4 hammers, and we actually producing the twist on the barrel. Here we have a handgun barrel. What we do, we actually take the longer one and cut it, and from this part over here on the CNCs behind me, we are producing the chamber and all the other parts, locking mechanisms, all the other parts of the barrel. It's all the barrel, but this is the actual barrel, and here will be a chamber for the ammunition and the parts that are used to lock the barrel inside of the slide as well. We are are present at the company shooting range, where we actually test each and every weapon which leaves the factory to make sure that it's precise. So we have a ballistic calculator over here, we have our targets down the range, and we retest each and every gun. Also, the customer receives the sheet with the dispersion and target, so he can easily check that the gun is inside of the tolerance for precision.